Good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome to the best night of your life. Woo!
I missed it. Did you shake it? Did you shake your shimmy?
Shimmy, Cocoa Pup, shimmy, pow. Good evening, and welcome to the Jaye Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay.
Hey now.
And sitting next to mine, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, Simpli E, awesome, actress, businesswoman, playwright. Well, I ain't gonna say.
Yes, honey. Sex kitten.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm great.
I'm not gonna ask. You all please don't think I'm rude. When for the rest of the show, I'm not gonna ask her how she doing, because I can look and tell how she doing. But guys, listen, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the Jaye Spot. Follow us on Twitter at Jaye Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the Jaye Spot Radio, and Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Now listen, while you at it, come on up. Do me a favor. Go right around the corner.
Right.
Go right on. Listen, it's the next app. Open up YouTube. Go to our page. Subscribe to our page, the Jaye Spot Radio. You all help us get our 1,000 views, our 1,000 subscribers, so that we can go live and do more things on YouTube as well. We have a lot of treats coming that are specifically reserved for YouTube. So please hurry up and help us get there. We are being brought to you by the Jaye Spot Airbnb. 2-bedroom luxurious condo located right next to the United Center. You are right here in Chicago. This is a great time of year to travel. So please do me a favor. Go to our page, like the page, share the page. Listen, check it out. That's all I can say is check it out. Listen. There were little purple flowers and little feathers there to prove that people have a really good time there. So check it out. The jacuzzi, the fireplace for the wintertime. Listen, I'm not even going to spoil it. Just check it out.
You can turn the air conditioner on and put the fireplace on in the summertime, and then y'all just have...
That's too much. See, all that, listen, I can do without the air conditioner, but that's just me. But you all, listen, those beautiful bay windows, baby, that balcony, baby. Now listen. Baby. Okay, that's all I'm gonna tell y'all is who?
You gonna be making a baby?
Lord, I love babies. Ain't none coming over here. I'm done. Those days are over. Listen, use reference code J, and that's JAYE. We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. You all, he has his spring t-shirts. Listen, she over here making me feel like I am truly overdressed. Like I could have worn my ripped t-shirts and been shimmy, Cocoa Pup, shimmy. That's how she made me feel like I should have been.
It's hot.
But it's not.
It is 80 degrees outside and the sun is out.
First of all, that was unexpected because I just took my wool cover off of me in the middle of last night because it was so cold last night. I had my little winter footies on. I felt like it was winter. And then today when I'm working, I'm like, wow, it's starting to feel a little warm. And I looked at the thermostat and it was like 75. Now, all week long, it had been between like 69 and 71. That's cold. So I sat there with my comforter on and my ugly jogging pants and just my ugly footies and stuff. And my son, he's like, you know what? You really overdo things.
Really, because you need to get your little blood up in you. Hey, Toy.
I'm like,
hey, DeAndre. Hey, Billy.
Hey, everybody. So, no, it was cold. So, listen, you guys, place your orders today. He has his nice spring line. I'm going to be rocking my t-shirts very soon. Shimmy, Cocoa. I'm going to shimmy. I'm still waiting for this shoulder to come. So, you guys, don't worry about it. But use reference code J, that's JAYE. We're also being brought to you by BK the Barber. Tell them how they can get their appointment and get in contact with them.
You can book him on Booksy.
Mm-hmm.
Booksy, I always pronounce it wrong. Booksy, look for Freelance Barbershop. It's located at 3000 Spring Cypress Road, Suite D, in Spring, Texas, 77388. BK the Barber.
Use reference code J, and that's JAYE. Listen, you all, business owners and event planners and promoters, if you are interested in advertising or promoting your business or your events in the J Spot on Grown and Sexy Conversation with Jay or Grown and Sexy Conversations with the J Spot, email us at JSpotInc, and that's JAYE Spot Inc. for details, and we'll show you and help you make that happen. Again, that's JAYE Spot Inc. if you are interested in advertising or promoting your business or your event. Now, you may notice that you're trying to post those things in the group and they're not being approved. So we need you to email us and we'll give you details on how to make that happen. Guys, oh my God, we have a great show coming up tonight. We have plenty of great hot topics. Listen, we want to go ahead and look, okay. We're going to go ahead and get this started. Now, listen, you all, some of you all, I'm going to tell y'all, come on, a little closer. Some of y'all worry me, okay? I'm very concerned about some of y'all, the mental stability of some of you all. Fellas, you trust me, you all are included in this statement. Some of the things that we say to each other and one another is just downright. That's all I can say is it's just down right. They just, they worry me from time to time. So listen, here's the first hot topic. The father drops the son back off at home. And there are 4 additional children at home. And they all have different fathers. So the father dropped his son back off after a long weekend, having the son. Now he drops the son off with just a serving of food for his son, for the son to eat there in front of the rest of the siblings. You all, what do you think about that? Was the father wrong, or not wrong, but could this have been handled a different way? Or should we say, you know what, listen, that's his son. He can do whatever he want to do. If he want to buy his son some food, he can buy his son some food. He didn't do anything. See, that's the problem. Y'all always going, what do you all think about that? The father dropped the son off. He has siblings. So he only brought, food for his son, and he took the son back home to be around his siblings. So now the son, of course, is sitting up there eating his little jumbo burger and all this other stuff that he's eating in front of his siblings. Was the father wrong? Could this been handled a different way? What do you all think about that? And what do you think about that? Like having, I don't know, just having multiple children. Like, it's just my son. So I'm like, I know for me, if
I have multiple children.
Well, I'm just saying, like, even for my thing, it's like with me. So if it's just me and my son, it's always, so when he was little, if I knew I was going around my family with other kids, I am not going to bring you over there and have you eating. You just got one bag of chips and one juice. Leave that ish in the car. If you don't finish it before we get over here, it's staying in the car, because you don't want kids to feel bad. So no, it's not that I was obligated to buy any kid, buy them anything. But listen, these are kids. Like, doing things like that, I don't know. It just sends a not so good message. But what are your thoughts about that? Was the father wrong? Could he have handled that situation differently, or should you just let the father listen? Let the father do what he gonna do. Why you got something to say about it? Y'all always got something to say.
That's what we're not gonna do. You're not gonna drop him off and bring him something or whatever. What you're gonna do is you're gonna let me know that listen, I just brought so and so something. Okay. Well, you better make sure that so and so eat that in the car when he with you. but you're not gonna bring that to the house, and then his siblings are here and everything, and they're gonna ask for some or whatever. We're not gonna do that. Or what you need me to cash app you something so you can pick up the other children something. So because I'm not trying to make you look good in the light of the other children, but I'd be damned if my other children are feeling like they're left out or something. That's what we're not going to do. You're not going to separate my children in my house. We're not going to do that. You can do that stuff out there with your thing, but you're not going to do that here in my house.
And see, and there were a lot of comments where it was being said that, you know what, listen, this the father, he can do whatever he want to do. Let her call they dads, and it's not about calling the other it's like sometimes, come on, like we have to be the adults in the situation. Okay, yeah, you know that she got other kids. You knew that before you gave her baby number 5. Mm-hmm. You knew that. So don't play like you don't know what the deal is now that your kid is there. Listen, I'm all for you taking the kid out. Take your kid out, let them have a great time. You know what? Listen, buy them. Why you couldn't let them stay there and eat the food at the restaurant? Why they couldn't eat the food on the ride home?
You want to be petty.
So you want to show these little kids, you want to create
drama in your house.
And the thing is, it's like it hurts the kids. Like the kids are the only ones that get hurt from this type of stuff. And thing is, you're putting your kid in a bad position because now his siblings are not going to want to play with him, and they're going to start isolating them because of the way that you're creating that division, that their siblings are going to start bullying them. It's a lot of things that could go wrong.
It could go that way, or it could go where if it was my children, then what they would have done, they would have brought their little food home and they would have shared it with their siblings. Like literally. They would have, well, this is mine, and my daddy brought me this, or some crap like that. And they know that I don't believe in that type of stuff. And I don't have 20,000 different baby daddies and all the other crap. I only slept with 2 guys in my life.
So Toy is saying, take your son to get something to eat before you drop him off. Andre is saying 100% before you get there, if you don't want to buy something buy everyone something. Billy is saying, I would have brought some for everyone. And Andre, he's saying, but if you need to know if they eat, and so if you don't, to buy or not. Absolutely, guys. And I mean,
a little 99-cent, huh? We're gonna stop at the Dollar Tree.
It totally is, and it goes back to like what we talked about a while ago, like a man that's dating a woman and he comes to the house and he brings just the meal for him and the woman, and the woman's children are there. Is he obligated to bring food for her kids? Well, again, we're not talking out of obligation. We're just talking about grown man, grown woman-ish. That's what it's really all about. It's like, think about the kids. It's not, it's her fault. She had okay, listen, you knew that in the door. You knew in the door there were other kids. You knew that. If this was not a situation for you, then first of all, why walk in that situation? Why create a kid so that you can permanently be attached to this situation? So those situations and those excuses and those statements run out the door once you willingly lay down and you guys make another baby. It's about the kids. It's about the kids. That act right there. And they had a picture. And so they had the picture of the little boy. He was, over in the corner, just like kind of, hunched over eating his food. But then you had
selfish little bastard.
And then you had all the other 4 kids watching him as he hover over and eat his food. And just looking at the picture, it just broke my heart, because I'm just like, listen, we got to do better. Like, what are we teaching our kids? Like, why? Again, that is not a good situation whatsoever. Again, nobody is telling you that you have to bring anything for all of the kids if that's not what you choose to do. However, use some tact and have your kid eat in the car before they get there. And then I would like to say, take it a step further. Like, if you're taking your kid on like this extravagant weekend and things like that, teach your kids to have some decorum. You ain't got to go rubbing it all in the other kids' face. My daddy took me to Disney World. And teach your kids tact and decorum. What are they saying over there?
Elgina said, "Where's the kid's daddy?"
We don't know. They may be with his other baby mamas, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this kid right here, and as being the adult, using some decorum and teaching your kids decorum.
Billy said, "If you date a woman with children, it's a package deal." And that's true. I mean, let's just be real. But you have people that they'll tell you up in the front, in the door, I don't do this, I don't do that. And if you have children, listen, that they're not mine, so I'm not gonna do nothing for your children. And you can choose to decide I'm gonna still go deal with this man because I'm just so desperate. Or you could be like, you know what, and I don't do you.
And see, my thing is this: I can respect that. I can respect the dude that says, I don't deal with kids, I don't deal with other men kids. I can respect that. So this is the end of that conversation for a woman that has kids that's looking to build something, and this man has told you right up front he doesn't deal with other men's kids. Is he wrong for that? Absolutely not. But don't be sitting up here trying to fill all up on me. Listen, bro, you done said what you said. Okay, you feel how you feel. It is what it is. Now we're good. So now you can go find somebody that doesn't have kids so that you can go and do what it is that you want to. She's not the only chick. You said what you said. So that situation is not for you. But why press that situation and then I don't deal with nobody else's kids. Well, listen, it's 7 years later and you're still saying that. 7 years later.
I don't do nobody else's kids. That's what I don't do.
But you still there. So again, teach your kids decorum. They don't have to go bragging. Again, listen, some of these kids, y'all check them when y'all washing them up. Check them. Some of them got that 666 in the back of their head. Some of them belong some of them are the children of the corn. Some of them are, some of y'all raising Chucky in the seed of Chucky. Some of you got Rosemary's Baby, okay? Some of you got the little Exorcist girl, y'all know who they are. We not going to sit up here and act like all them little kids is, they just, listen, a spirit, a whole spirit. The devil was a spirit, okay? Oh, he's an angel of darkness. Get on up out of here with all that. So listen, so when they're bragging, again, it's creating a feeling of dislike and, separation between the siblings, and it shouldn't be. If your kid is going and you doing all of this, teach them. Listen, you know what? Listen, so we don't want to make your brothers and sisters feel bad. So just, don't get into details on what it is that you do. What me and you do, that's between us, because we don't want your sisters and brothers to feel bad. Say that. Teach them that. Again.
That little demon probably like, okay, dude. Come back home. Yeah, my daddy did this, that, and everything else. What y'all dad? Oh, y'all, that's right. You don't have no daddy.
Right. Your daddy don't like. Just say little evil stuff that you just be like, you know what? And then as the mother, like, you have to come and you have to talk to them too, and also talk to that kid that, listen, I could not even imagine being in that situation where you have the one father just taking care of that one kid, just stay clean, fresh from head to toe. Like the father is going out of the way, like top of the line, everything. Whereas the other kids, you taking care of them the best of your budget. The mother is taking care of the best of her budget. So is she supposed to say, to tell the father, oh, well, you can't? Now, that's why I draw the line. If he's buying that stuff for them, then, that's why, you have to draw the line, because that's what he wants his kid to wear. Yeah. But it's still, oh, Lord, it's going to be a whole lot of conversations that have to be had, because, I just would feel, look, I would be crying all the time, because, I wouldn't want my babies to feel like that, and I wouldn't want them to, not be together and wanna, but I know stuff like that, it causes strife. it causes strife, and we cannot act like it does not. So if you're in a situation like this, please just use your better adult judgment. I'll say that, your better adult judgment. Do what's best for all of the kids involved. I'll say that. Just use your better judgment. But these kids, whoo, Lord have mercy. You got him, he come in with all the fresh little gym shoes on. Daddy keep his hair. Look, whatever the daddy got on, he making sure the kids got on. So they two look Smith and Smith Jr. You know, so now you got them here and they just as fresh as can be. And then the other kids, you know, they're clean, but listen, they ain't GQ like one of them. So I only listen, my heart goes out to people that are in those situations, but at the end of the day, some will say, okay, Jay, you not saying nothing about the mother to make her be held accountable. My heart goes out to the kids. Okay, that's where my sympathy lies. My sympathy lies to the kids because the kids did not ask for these situations. The adults created the situation, the mother and the fathers. When y'all, baby, and y'all hanging all off chandeliers, and listen, now y'all got the shower poles. I don't know how y'all hanging on all showers.
Because those is the metal ones that is bolted into the walls.
I gotta see one of those.
So then you can get up on there, and it's a good thick metal one. It'll hold you.
What they had those?
I seen it on the TV.
Okay. Where they had those at the good shops?
You can't get the plastic ones. You get up
right,
and you're gonna fall.
You're gonna end up in the right. Okay, I was just wondering, but you know they've introduced the showers and just all of this stuff. But see, it was all good when y'all was doing all that. Now she got a baby. Now she pregnant.
Now she pregnant.
Now she got pregnant. See, she got pregnant. No. Your sperm detoured and your sperm hit that egg. So there you are. Now y'all having a baby. Hash that out. Oh, well, she knew I ain't want to listen. Hash that ish out some other time. We're talking about the kids. So as much as possible, please do what's best for all of the kids involved. And if you have no sympathy for other people's kids, then don't procreate with somebody that has kids. Oh, case closed. Okay, say it, got it off my chest. But guys, listen, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it because you're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. See, y'all, listen, that was our strengthening. See, we're going to give you some math. Some math. My tongue, hold on, let me get a little.
Put something in your mouth.
I needed that. We're going to give you a little mess, but then we're going to give you a little conversation to put something on your mind. I ain't trying to change how you do ish. I'm just trying to give you something to think about. But we got to do better with these kids because these kids are turning into little hate machines. Like, woo, baby, listen, they have no regards. Oh, y'all better get them. Like, whoo, Lord have mercy, y'all got to get them. Like, these kids, some of them, listen, we just have to do better by all kids. We have to go back to having a village mentality. Oh, that ain't my kid. That ain't my kid. Yeah, no, it ain't your kid. But this kid could do something to you or your kid if we don't grab them and love them. If we don't grab them and feed into them and pour positivity and love into them, you could be next. Your kid or somebody you know could be next. So let's stop thinking about things in a negative, a solo, like none of this stuff is affecting, because your stuff is in order. Yes, good, your stuff is in order, but if we don't help our brothers and sisters get their stuff in order, guess what? We're all still in danger. We're not safe until every last one of us got it together, until every last one of us are dealing with and taking care of the matters that are plaguing here and that are plaguing here. Because as long as these issues go unresolved, we're all in danger. You, me, everybody. So nobody is exempt. You see all of this stuff that's taking place, all of this violence. That's not just happening, oh, just because. Oh, well, he was loved by his whole family. Didn't nobody do nothing to him. So now they go blow up a whole, all this stuff that's going on. We have to do better by the kids. We have to. What else did you say? I already know.
No, it's not L Genius.
But we definitely have to. We have to do better.
Special. Brandon said, "Hey, who's the skinny lady with the locks, with the dreads?"
We definitely have to do
Brandon,
better. We have to love these kids as though they are our own. Because I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. And we have to go back to that type of thinking, that type of living, that type of behavior. Listen, if you see somebody that needs something, listen, it costs you nothing to just lend a helping hand sometimes. I mean, sometimes a good morning, how you doing, just to acknowledge people goes a long way. Because some people feel like, listen, don't nobody see me anyway, like you never know how people are feeling. You never know what frame of mind people are in. A little kindness goes a long way. You're not worried. Don't worry about what their response. Oh, they may think I'm thirsty. Listen. If you're not thirsty, then what you worried about? What they listen? You thinking you gonna think they thirsty? They got so much more on their mind. They ain't thinking about you being thirsty. Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. On intellectualradio.com, we are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, Simpli E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, sex kitten. Hey, girl, how's it going?
That gives me some more.
See, that's why I don't want to see. That's why I don't want to see.
Wake
She's married now. You are. She's married.
Mm-hmm.
So how does it feel being married?
It's wonderful.
Good. You know what? Maybe one day I'll try it. But until then, I have to take your word on it. But we definitely want to, again, tell E and her boo, congratulations, y'all. Hey, friend.
We was talking about today, like, oh, so it's a week, right? He was like, yeah. I said, so it's today our week anniversary, or would it be considered like Monday? He was like, you know what? We'll have two. So you can do the first when we got the license, and then when we did the ceremony, and then that'll be. I wanted the ceremony, and he wanted the license one.
Oh, that is cute. Okay, I'm gonna do both too. So, boo, when we get married, we're gonna do the day you asked me. See, I gotta be extra. Always gotta be extra. I'm gonna do. Listen,
thank you, Andre.
The anniversary of our first date, the anniversary of when we did it, the anniversary of when we when you. The anniversary when you asked me to marry you, the anniversary of when we get married, the anniversary when we pick the ring. Oh, I just want anniversaries all when he put me out. When he left. Well, then I'll be the only one celebrating that.
You've been away a long time, Brandon. I'm gonna send you some pictures and stuff, Brandon.
But guys, listen, we want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio, and J is spelled Jaye for all three. Before you leave, head on over to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, the J Spot Radio. You all will have the links posted in our comments. We're being brought to you by the J Spot Airbnb. Woo! You all, I love it. Okay? I absolutely love it. It's a 2-bedroom luxurious condo right next to the United Center, you all. Please do me a favor. Go to our page, like it, share it, subscribe. Listen, share it. If you're not looking to travel now, Save it for
Book it
later.
later. Exactly.
Save it for
Now
later.
and later. You see how
Tell
it
a
works?
friend.
Mm.
Because, baby, that jacuzzi and that fireplace, that's all I'm going to say.
It's
The J
amazing, man.
Spot Airbnb. Use reference code J, and that's JAYE. We're also being
Thank you,
brought to you
Toya.
by Delaware Inc. You all,
Delaware.
he has his spring lines out. Guess what? I'm going to be ripping my t-shirt up. I'm going to be, you know what? I'm gonna be showing some skin this year. I typically don't do that, but you know what? It's gonna be a special occasion this year. I'm coming now, woo! So I'm gonna be showing a little skin this year. So watch out. You know what?
I
The
got to
old
see
Sam,
this.
you have to see.
I
You know
got
I
to
do
see
too.
this.
I'm gonna be hot for trotch. You know what? Because we ain't been outside in 2 years.
Oh, you gonna
I'm
be
ready
hot.
to get outside, so I'm about to be hot to trot. Check his page out. Place your order today. Delaware Inc. Use reference code J, and that's JAYE. We're also being brought to you by BK the Barber. Woo, woo, woo! Tell them how they can get in contact and make an appointment with BK the Barber.
Make sure you go to booksy.com and book with Freelance Barbershop. Look for BK the Barber at Freelance Barbershop, located at 3000 Spring Cypress Road, Suite D in Spring, Texas, 77388.
And guys, we'll have his link posted in our comments as well. And you can use reference code J. Again, that's JAYE. Also, if you have a business or an event that you would like to advertise and promote in Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, as well as Grown and Sexy Conversations with the J Spot, email us at jspotinc@gmail.com. We will send you the details on how to make that happen. Again, that's jspotinc@gmail.com. And again, that's JAYE. Go ahead.
Congratulations to happy birthday to my cousin Cleveland.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations to D.A. Smart, who's about to be a daddy.
Congratulations. Hey, D.A. Smart, how you doing? We miss you. Oh, you gotta really come on back and talk to us. We gotta listen.
Yeah.
We have to be all up in your business. And trust
Exactly,
me, I'm
'cause
going
you-
to ask all of the good questions. We haven't
Oh.
seen you in a long time, DA. So it's time for you to come on back.
Come on home.
Because we ain't seen him since we've been here.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
DA, tis.
Yeah,
You
give him a good
listen,
time.
that's why we ain't seen him. He been listen, all right, listen, we're gonna have to DA, hit us up so we can come on, have you come in and talk to us so that we can be all up in your business.
All up.
Guys, listen. Our next hot topic. Can a husband use joint account money to take care of his kids from a previous relationship or marriage? So now he's married. You guys have a joint account. Is it okay for him to use money from that account to take care of his children from a previous relationship? What do you guys think about that? If you want to talk to us tonight, guys, you guys can call us 708-223-8953. Again, our number is 708-223-8953. Is it okay for a husband to use money out of their joint account to take care of his children from a previous relationship? What are your thoughts? Yes or no? If yes, why? If no, I really want to know why. What are your thoughts on that, E? Is it okay for him to use money from their joint account to take care of his children from a previous relationship?
It all depends on the type of wife that you have. I mean, that's just real. It all depends on the type of wife you have. You can have a wife that is like, hell no. No, you can't take money out of the account that's for us to go travel and everything. Like, I didn't help you make that child over there and boo, 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 boo. And so, and you know what kind of woman that you have when you go up into this marriage or relationship with this person. So it all depends on the type of wife you have. I'm not going to say he should. I'm not going to say he shouldn't. But the type of wife you have, if it's me, it wouldn't bother me because I know that this is your child, and I know how it feels to have children and their father not do anything for them. And that's a hard feeling and stuff, and it's a hurtful feeling and stuff. So It's so special. So for me, it wouldn't bother me because I know that's why that account is over there for. We set this up for the household, and your child is a part of this household. She may not be, or he may not be biologically mine, but when I said I do to you, that child made that child became mine, and the children that I have by by someone else became yours. So yes, go ahead and do that. It's okay. But you have people now. No, no. I mean, it goes both ways. You got men like hell no, that ain't my child. Don't do it. You go to work, spend your money on that child. And then you got women that say the same thing. No, that's not my child. Use your money. Go get you a side hustle and use your side hustle money to go take care of that child. All that strife you put in your marriage and stuff, and you separate your whole household. So why do all of that? Just go ahead and maybe go ahead and do what you got to do for her. I'm good. I'm secure over here. But an insecure woman would say the no routine because she may feel, well, he over there taking, I know he taking care of the child. He may be giving that money to her or might be sneaking around with her or all that other. If he gonna creep, he gonna creep. It is what it is. You can't stop nobody from creeping around with somebody
At
else.
all. At all. You all listen, let me tell you this, if this is even a real issue, like, I just don't know, like, why are you in that relationship? Why are you even in that marriage? If you, and I would be remiss to not acknowledge the fact that this is real and this does happen. Listen, kids, these are these folks' responsibility. If you don't want any of your money going towards somebody else's children, don't get involved, let alone get married to someone that has outside kids. Then you don't have to worry about your money being split three ways. Four way, you don't have to worry about that. But if you married someone with kids and from a previous relationship, this should not even be a question. What type of woman don't want a man taking care of his kids, but you want him to take care of you and your kids, right?
Baby,
See, this
they
is see this
exist.
the stuff that this that ish that we finna put that we gonna pull the gloves off on this one today because this some bull junkie. Listen, guys, I'm gonna need y'all to stop being so sprung over the hoo ha that y'all sitting up here allowing these women to hang off chandeliers and oh
She sucked my
she
soul
sucked
out
my
of it, so I
soul.
just got the man.
So
I'm
she
just
sucked
saying.
your soul and your common sense,
Oh,
right? So she sucked all that. So now you can't think for yourself. You can't so after you can't shake that off and stand up and do what's right for your kids, then do you really can should we really be calling you a man? Women, if you are doing that and you have that type of philosophy on this my money, I ain't putting my money out there to take care of nobody else's kids, why are you there?
so we got.
Why are you in that marriage? Why are you in that relationship? If you want all your little money to yourself, then don't
That's the
get with
thing.
somebody that got kids
That's what I just
and you
don't
keep
understand.
all of it. Guess
That's
what?
exactly
You ain't
like
got to worry about nobody taking none of your money and giving it to nobody else. Keep it all to yourself. Stay away from people that got kids. But if you with the person that has kids,
no, they can't. You know why? Okay, so I was watching this comedian, and so he asked the lady. She was 31, and he said, you got children?" And she was like, "No." And this is in front of everybody, right? It's a comedy club. And he was like, "Oh, that mean that coochie garbage." And I was like,
oh
"Dang."
God.
And he was like, "Ain't nobody put nothing to bed. Oh, I know that's trash. I know that's trash." And I was just like, dang. So that kind of felt good about myself. I'm like, oh, I got three. I know it's just golden.
it's
But
it's just like it's sad. Like I don't have a problem with people that don't want to spend their money because you're entitled to that. Like I have
mm,
no problem with people that don't want to be involved with people that have kids. You are entitled to feel like that is your right. That's your prerogative. You're not wrong for that. The problem comes in when you feel like that, you know that's your stance, but yet you get with somebody that has children, and now you still want to behave in a selfish manner. That's not gonna work.
No.
Like, it's not gonna work. Either listen, if you can't stand the heat, don't go in the kitchen.
So Brandon says you don't have to know. You have to know. You don't have to know if your partner is like that until the situation takes place. And then Mr. Brian Richardson, which is BK the barber, he says I have a total of 4 accounts. He said he's not worried. Andre says zombie. I don't know what zombie means. I guess.
Andre, tell us what you mean by zombie.
And then Justin just said yes.
Yes, what?
I don't know. Justin just be
Justin, you gotta let us know. Yes, what? Like, is it okay to feel like that? My thing is, again, you're not wrong for not wanting to share your money. You're not. But find somebody that ain't got nobody for you to share your money with.
Exactly.
And then you'll be okay. You won't have to worry about this. But the moment you get involved with someone that has kids, and even though, listen, people can say, you know what, I'll take care of my kids, I ain't got to ask nobody for nothing. Yes, that may be very well true at that moment, but you got to understand, stuff happens, life gets in the way. So if something happens and he or she needed you, are you going to throw back in their face? Well, you told me that your kids would never be an issue for me financially. You told me that, and I believed you. Wait a minute.
I've heard stories of guys like that. I've never met them per se, but I've heard stories, and I just be like, they do exist. Like how could you be that type of person? And I'm married to you, and if I pull money out to go help out my child or whatever, say my children are living with their father and stuff, and I pull money out of our account to go give it over here to this household so I can make sure that my children are okay, you have an issue with that. Like, these are my children.
Oh, look, Andre, you said they can't think because of the hoo-ha. So that's what
the hoo-ha, she just sucked the soul up out of him.
Man.
Shot him in the eye or shot him up the nose, I tell you.
And now he just like, okay, I don't want you taking care of your okay. You gonna call him? No, I ain't gonna go. What? Wait, what?
Don't be a mother. Okay.
Just be scum. Just go buy blonde platinum weave 18 inches down to your toes. Hey, listen, okay, get it together. We have to get it together. If you're married, listen, joint account or not, if them kids got to be taken care of, exactly. I'm taking money out the account.
Because you can either do it the easy way, or she gonna hit you up for some child support. And now you mad because now it's gonna really come up out of y'all's account.
So it's just like, come on, like with these kids again, we gotta make sure that we are doing what we have to do, and we're doing what's in the best interest of the kids. Because again, if this money is an issue and you don't want your money being spent on somebody else's kids, you are totally entitled to feel that way. Again, just go get a parrot or something like that. Go get a snake, because go get a rat or something that's cold-blooded like you are. And then I'm not even gonna say go get a puppy, because a puppy requires love and care.
They abuse them puppies and dogs. They tie them things up.
So that's why I say don't go get nothing that need any love. A snake don't need love. A rat don't need love. Go get you something like that. Go get you an iguana. Go get you something that's hard-hearted like you are. But stay away from folks with kids if you don't intend on being actively a part of that kids or those kids' lives, because again, they got enough going on. Again, chances are they biological father ain't there. So not only do they have a bad example on the biological end, you gonna come in and reconfirm and reiterate that a father figure ain't ish because of the way that you treating them. Listen, we can do without all that. Ladies, the mother may not be there. So there's no mother figure. So now you gonna reiterate the fact that mothers ain't crap because of the way you acted. So it's like, okay, yeah, the biological parent may not be much, but if you get involved with someone that has kids, then you have the opportunity to change the narrative on their perception of the opposite parent. Now, listen, I know some of these little kids are hard. I know they are. Listen, they've been through a lot. I know you're going to get some of them that say, you ain't my mama. Listen, for those that
I
tell
am
you
your
that,
mama.
I'm gonna tell them I'm not your mama. Your mama's ugly.
I'm
So
your
now,
mama
do we
because
want to
I gotta
see?
pull my money out of my bank account to take care of your little
I'm
raggedy
telling them
behind.
no. I'm like,
You may have not came up out of my womb.
Nope.
But see, this money right here is your father's and mine. So therefore, since he's got to take this out to take care of you, I am your mama. You ain't got to call me mama. You can call me me, depending on how old you are. You can call me Miss E. You can call me Auntie E, whatever. But know that I have a room for you. You're gonna lay your head here. You're gonna give me respect. That's what we gonna do. Or if you don't want to do that, take your behind back to you and your mama. You can go right over there to your mama, and it's okay.
That type of pettiness, see, that don't even see when they get that you ain't my mama pettiness. See, you gotta let them know.
Toy.
What Toy say?
Wait, Brian said coochie unconsciousness. And Toy says, wait, hold up. Is the money going to be replaced? As it is our household money, our vacation money. I believe in conversation. What else is the rest? I believe in conversation should be had before the withdrawal. See, that's where I'm like,
you know what? I don't if it's for the kids, I don't. Unless this is account like, did we say that?
This is not the vacation account. This is not the savings that we can do some things with. And even if it is, if my child needs this and we have it available right here,
I'm gonna take it because
that vacation will always come and go. You can go places and stuff. Like when I go to cities and stuff, I'll go out and see the little sites, but I really go to cities to go see people because those sites will be there. But you have a time limit. So I want to spend my time with you before I'll go away and then I come back and you're gone no more. So those places will be there. It's okay.
I mean, it's just like life is just too short, especially, for us to be mistreating each other and mistreating these innocent kids. Again, like I said, I'm not going to say all of them, because, some of them challenge you. Some of them will push you to the limit. See, my thing is this. I have to meet your kid before we get serious because I need to make sure we're going to be on one accord. Because see.
What if the child is Lucifer?
Then I'm not going to be able to do it.
You love this man.
I'm not, listen, I refuse. I refuse.
And the child is not living with y'all, but you loved him.
Which is going to lead into our next hot topic. If the mother died.
See?
And Lucette had to come over and live with us, how is that going to work? And would you want, as a woman, the mother died, so now the kid has to come and live with you and the father. So would you want that kid and accept that kid and expect them to call you mom if their mother has died? Would you want them to call you mom or mother or mama? Or would you want them to refer to you as your first name or whatever else the case may be? How would you handle that situation? Because again, going into like dating people, you can't assume just because the kid live with the mother,
that the mama gonna be there for us.
And we gotta think about tomorrow. Like we gotta think of the what ifs. So like what if, and those are the conversations that should be had. Like if you have minor kids, so what if something happened? Or what if my son or my daughter get out of hand when they become a teenager and I want them to come and live with us? How would you feel about that? Those are conversations that need to be had beforehand. So if little Lucifer, he like, you ain't my mama and this and that, I'm gonna look at him. First of all, I'm gonna judge the kids, okay? Listen, if your kid listen, so I'm not your mama. I'm like, yeah, I know, because I would have taught you how to tie your shoes. So before you start telling, I would teach you how to wipe yourself. See, I'm gonna be petty with your kid. Listen, I'm not
You
gonna
gonna go back
mistreat
and
him.
forth with
Oh
the
yes,
4
I
year old. You
listen.
just gonna go back and forth with the 4 year
Because you
old.
know what? Yes, I am. Because you gonna learn that I'm not. Listen, I ain't the one that you gonna be messing with. Now come on over here so you can sit down and eat your food. You want to go some more with the
Stinky
dozens?
lady, no.
No, I'll be like, nah, that's your mama.
Oh,
That's.
mama, she just for me, like
I'm gonna
if
go back and forth with you. That's just me. I'm just gonna go back and forth with them. I'm gonna be petty with them. But again, I'm like, now do you really want? I'm gonna get down. Do you really want war with me, little one, or
so
do you want to be friends?
what
We
would
can
you
have this
have them
however you
call
want.
you? What would you have them call you?
You know what? Whatever they feel comfortable with, because I know that
Stinky
those
lady.
are. And then I'm gonna be like, you the stinky kid. I'm be like, come here, Smith Pot, whatever you call me. So if you listen, I come, y'all gotta understand this. I come from a huge family. The way my family is set up, we're gonna give it to you. And I promise you, these kids, they fall in line, because when they see that your whole family ain't no punk, we love, listen, you got a choice. You can be a part of the family or you can't. I have a huge family. We welcome all kinds. Listen, we got kids that from relationships where people ain't still, and they still come up and they still call me auntie. I'm not your real auntie, but we got that type of auntie love. So whether your parents worked out or whatever years ago, I still love you as my niece or my nephew or whatever that relationship is. It don't change. Same thing with your kids. So just watch it if your kids want stinky lady. I'm like, no, sugar, that's your mama. That's your bald head grandma. See, we don't see the
I'm horrible with that because I used to be like, "What y'all grandmama?" Oh my goodness, we got this. Me and my husband, we got our previous marriages. We call them. Mine was a pseudo marriage, so I call that the PM. His previous marriage is the PM. So that's our saying for one another. And I used to ask. I remember one time we were sitting around and watching. I love Lord of the Rings. It's like one of my favorite movies.
I've never seen it.
Love it. Love the whole trilogy of it. And so on there's Spiegel. And he's this little decrepit little thing with like little strings of hair, and he loves that little ring. Yeah. And so we sitting there watching it, and I was like, "Hey y'all, who that look like?" They was like, "Grandma." I said, "Wait. Who grandma?" It was like, I said, "Grandma V or Grandma?" They was like, "Grandma B." I was like, I said, "See, it wasn't, and they don't look like my mama cute. Your mama look like Spiegel from Lord of the Rings." And he gets so mad. I'm like, but she looked just
See, I'm not gonna be able to. Ooh.
And I'm petty like that, practice.
But and it's like at the end of the day, it's just like you don't want to mistreat kids whatsoever. Like I don't believe in mistreating kids. I don't believe in alienating them and making them feel less than. I will be petty. Listen, and don't underestimate being petty for mistreating them. No. You preparing them for the real world.
So that's what that is.
You call me a name,
I'm
gonna call you a name. You chill with me, I'm chill with you. When you want to go at it today, I can go. Let me tell y'all, true story. I was gonna be a foster parent.
Yes.
I took the classes, got my license and everything. And then when they told me that I couldn't, which is going to lead into our next hot topic, they said I couldn't hit the kid. I couldn't call the kid names. I couldn't do it. I say, but then let me rewind a little bit. They told me that, the kids that I'm going to be dealing with, they, have been abused. A lot of them start fires. A lot of them, you wake up and they like to set stuff on fire.
The hell.
So they do all of this. They run around. They, a lot of them tend to be violent, because they've been through a lot. I said, okay. So then I started scratching my head. I was like, and I started saying, you know what? I'm gonna end up in jail. I'm gonna end up in jail because one of these kids. I say, so now you telling me all of this, so I can't hit them, I can't call them names, I can't push them. I can't do nothing. You can call the social. I said, oh, okay. So Jerusalem, he over here about to set my house on fire.
That would be the day I lose the
And
license.
I can call the caseworker. I said, no. I said, I'm not going to be able to do that. And they was like, they do extensive screening. And I don't know how these people just fake through
They
the
don't
system.
do no extensive screening because them bastards that they be, dumb houses.
The center that I went through, they went through, baby, they wanted to make sure you was wiping your behind the right way. As much training, they was just very thorough. This particular organization, I can't speak for no other organizations, but this one right here, they were very thorough. Now this was some years ago. This is when I thought I was ready to deal with another kid because my son was like, I want somebody to play with and all this, and I knew I wasn't having no more kids. I said, listen, I'm gonna go be a foster parent. I said, you know what, I got a lot of love to give, and I had a little bit more patience back then. So I said, you know what, I go foster a kid, but that's until they started telling me all of this stuff. So at the end of it, I was like, well, you know what? This not going to be for me. And I told them that I'm not going to be able to be a foster parent, but I had finished the program, but I'm just like, I'm not going to be able to do this. And they were like, Miss Vance, why? Everything checked out. We feel like you're going to be a great parent, foster parent. You got a lot of love to give. I told that lady, ma'am, I'm going to be in jail. She was like, excuse? She's like, why did you say that? I said, because I'm going to put my hands on somebody's going to get. Listen, if I hit my own, if I'm going to love this kid and take care of him, and I'm going to be running up for the school and all this other stuff for him,
you got to beat him.
You get out of line, you're going to get chin checked just like
you be beating
everybody in the car.
Jay, you get beat. Jay she putting all this front. Jay does not whip children. That's just not. I like my children be lying and saying I done beat them. I'm like, y'all can count on one hand in their whole span of their lifetime how many times they got. I can't count on one hand.
Which leads us into our next hot topic, you all. What do you guys think about spankings? Spanking, is that, first of all, do you consider spanking a child beating a child? And do you believe in spanking? What are you guys' thoughts on spanking? If y'all want to talk to us, 708-223-8953. Again, the number is 708-223-8953. Spanking. So they said I could not touch this. I said already, I'm not going to be able to do it. I said, because, I know. I'll pull you up by your little shirt. I'm going to wrinkle your shirt. You're going to be like this. I had you in the corner some dog. And then now you calling the people on me, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm just like, no, ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to be able to do it. And they really didn't think I was serious. I remember it was in the middle of the night. And they called me. It was like 12 o'clock. And they was like, it was a 16-year-old that needed immediate emergency placement. And my heart just went out because I'm just like, for them to be calling at that time of night, I knew that it was something urgent and I knew it was something bad, but I couldn't take the chance because I'm like, first of all, they said that if a kid, they always will tell you that the kid is only for the night and then they'll put them somewhere else. They was like, when you take, my agency said that if you take a kid, be prepared to keep that kid for quite some time because there's not enough people. So they're not going to come and take that kid the next day like they're telling you. Yeah. You have to be prepared to deal with that kid. And I was like, well, at the time, it wasn't a good fit for me because my son was only 7. So I'm like, I'm not about to bring, a teenager into the house, and you already got all this stuff going on over there. I'm not going to do it. But as far as being able to spank, listen, some of my best lessons came after, like they told, I don't know if y'all know this and have you ever experienced this? Do you know listen, we used to go on trips all the time. We got knocked into the middle of next week for free, okay? You say something out of line, you're getting grown folk. See, these folks today, it ain't no separation.
These children today, and it's not the little babies, this whole little 20
them
early little group, you just want to take them and throw them. So
knock them into the middle of next week. Trust me, when you come back, you have a clear understanding on what they say because they ain't never been knocked there.
That's what, like, I know I used to reach back, and I have always had like vans or bigger vehicles, whatever. And I can reach back to that third seat. I got a good long reach. And so one of my children said something out of pocket. I don't have to pull over. I'm gonna reach back and knock you in your mouth, and I'm gonna keep on driving. And I'm good with that. Or I have my belt, and my belt can reach back and pop you real quick, and we good to go. But I don't know, they just lost it or whatever. These children are just out of control.
It's like for me, I'm like spanking is different than being abused. Seen both, been around both of them. There's a big difference. Spanking, I'm totally on board with spanking. There's that's corporal punishment. And how do you teach somebody a lesson, by inflicting pain on them?
Because my mama beat me and I learned my lesson.
Because the police gonna pump 16 rounds in them.
And that's what
with no, so what kind of lesson is that?
That's what Brian said. He said you can beat them or bury them. I appreciate that. And then Andre, he got a crack on you. He said the baby gonna be like, lady, don't hurt me.
He said don't handle me. You listen, look, I'm gonna handle you just like I'm gonna handle mine. So it's like if I can't treat you like I treat the kids in my family, I'm not gonna be able to be involved with you. So it's like people that, like, if I have friends, if they say, you know what, I don't really hit my kids, or I got some people, I'm like,
I had dealt like
I may not be the right babysitter then.
When my youngest son was a baby, I had watched this one of my friend's sister's children, and I told her, if I whoop my children, and if your children get out of line, I will whoop them. I do believe in whooping children. I'm going to treat your children like I treat mine. I'm not going to abuse. I will never do that. I will never mistreat them. But I'm a disciplinarian to the heart, and I don't have to beat you. I can make you do push-ups and all the other good stuff. I'm a military person, so I can make you, get in line and stuff. And so she was so upset. She was like, no, I don't want you watching my children. I'll just take them with me. Well, take the little bastards with you.
Take them with you.
I didn't want to watch them in the first damn place. I have to watch my own, and I'm happy with watching my own. So I'm good. And then my friends, y'all all know I love to cook. So I don't feed the children and everything. Like, you drop your children off, and I've always been one. You can drop them off over here. If my children are here, you can knock yourself because they all gonna play or whatever. I'm gonna feed everybody. I'm gonna bathe everybody. Everybody we gonna have a big movie night or whatever, and they're gonna be supervised and stuff. It ain't gonna be your child got pregnant or whatever at my house routine or whatever. No, we had a good time at E's house or whatever, or Mama E's house. We had a great time at her house or whatever. But beat your children. I got beat. Did you get beat?
Man, okay, so let me tell you this. I got my fair share of whoopings. But I didn't get a lot, because now here's why I didn't get a lot.
Oldest.
Not only that, is because I learned by example. Listen, you have to be crazy if you see what they capable of. I know my mother did not have a problem with coming in and tearing the entire house up with everybody in it. I knew she had no problem with having tornado and hurricane-like effects through the house. So you be the recipient of a few of those, and eventually you get like, I'm not about that life. So you know what? I'm going to just chill and slide through the rest of my days. And so that's what I did. My sisters and my brothers, they pushed it enough to know that, listen, I don't want any of that. I felt like I had my fair share, so I'm good.
I was lucky. Like, I'm the baby, so I watched every one of them do the mess of, like, I watched, and I would get my little whoopings, but like my dad, I remember one time he had to whoop me, and he felt so bad. So we lined all up, the girls was left in the household, so all three of us lined up, and we had the bright idea, the oldest one, Leah, she was like, y'all, we're going to get the tissue, we're going to stuff it in our underwear and stuff. So that way, when they whoop us, we won't feel the impact of it. We'll be good to go. And my little behind, I think I was probably about 4 or 5. I got all this tissue in my butt, in my drawer. And my dad was like, Granny. I said, huh, Dad? He was like, you gotta take the tissue out. And I was like, but Daddy, I don't want to whoop you. He's like, I know, I'm sorry, but your mama making me whoop you, so I gotta whoop you. He's like, okay, but we gonna play it off. I said, okay, Daddy. So he was crying when he had to whoop me. So that was the first and only whooping I've ever got by him. And so he did like 3 or 4 little spanks. I was like, it's okay, Daddy, it's okay. He was crying. He did not want to whoop me.
See, now that's how it was like with my son. Now having an only kid, so that was kind of different because I came from a big family. So with him being the only child, when something was, listen, fam, there's nobody. I don't have to investigate. I don't have to find out what happened. It was you. It was only you. There's nobody else to blame.
Exactly.
So he got whooped. So, but the thing what I had to do, like when you have these boys, you all, and single mothers, when you have these boys, you can't let them see your weakness. You can't let them see that, I didn't always want to whoop him, but I'm like, if I don't, the streets will.
Exactly.
So, and I had to go, above and beyond the extra craziness just so that he can not two things. They said, your kids, why do I want my kids to fear me? So they can respect you. Okay? If you don't fear, you don't have to fear nobody. You fear your boss. You fear walking up in that job late because you fear getting fired. So we all have fear of something and somebody. It may not be a fear where you feel like they're going to beat you, but there's some level of fear that you have to keep a level of respect there. If there's no fear, there's no respect. These kids don't fear their parents. They don't fear anybody. They don't fear anything. It's the other way
around. You have the parents that are afraid of the children. And I'm like this. You fear God and you've never met him. And I brought you in this world through my womb and I die. You die when you give birth to these dang children. You better fear me. You better fear me, but you better respect me too. And my children know I'm such an evil person because I would whoop them and it would tickle me. So, I mean... I don't know what it was like that little one. Mom, he'll give it to me. I'd be like, go pee. Because I already see that you about to just let it all loose. And I'll be dang and you pee on my carpet and stuff. Go pee right now.
I'm about to beat you like a puppy.
After you finish peeing, come on back up in here, strip down because I had to get off my job and go to your school and listen to your teachers tell me some madness. So that means that I got to bring you on home, beat you. You're going back to school because I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day.
Yes.
And then I beat him, took him back to school. And I was like, he'll be good the rest of the day. They was like, thank you so much. I said, no, not a problem.
Not a problem at all. Because it's just like, again, fear and respect. In my opinion, fear and respect goes hand in hand. Because, again, you have not fear to the fact where they're afraid
of you.
They're
afraid of respect.
They're afraid not being, see, here's the deal. Let me explain this. They're afraid of crossing you. Mm-hmm. That's the fear that you want them to have. You don't want them to be afraid of coming to you when they need or coming and wanting to be around. That's a difference. But you want them to be afraid of crossing you, just like you're afraid of crossing your boss because you know there's a consequence. So that fear brings about the remembrance of the consequence. You cross me, I'm putting my foot all the way up your behind, okay? That's where, and they're going to have to come and get it out, okay? You call, I was like, listen, who you want to call? You can call whoever you want to call right about now because by the time I'm done with you, that's going to be it. You're going to need somebody. You thinking about running away? You may as well go ahead on it and go now.
Where you going to get to?
Go now.
Go ahead. Here go the door.
And take only the stuff that you paid for.
Yeah, exactly. So don't take your naked ass on out there.
Take what you paid for.
Because you ain't bought nothing. Like I just never, like with my children, and they know me. If you talk some tall stuff to me, you better be talking that mess over that phone. Because if you in my face and you want to play me like I'm one of these mugs on the street, I will pick your ass up and toss you. And I'm that one. And even my boys, they be like, this lady, they both taller than me. Yeah. I will punch them in their throats. They know me. I will slap you in your face because if you got the nerve to try to disrespect me and treat me like I'm one of these little no-class ass people on the streets, then I got the nerve to beat the hell out of you. And my daughter know how I am. I will throw your ass on the staircase. Like, I'm not that one. I can jokey joke with them and everything. We can sit down. We can have great conversations. We can be raw with one another and everything. And I can respect that as long as you talk to me with some respect now, but we can have real conversations. And I've always told them you can always come to me. But you're not going to sit back and talk to me like you talking to some dude that ain't done nothing for you. I'm not that person. So if you come to me like that, then you better talk all that tall trash on
And,
that phone.
and see, I'm so thankful because they're having my son for the most. I'm gonna say for more than the most part. I haven't. I did not have any problems with him.
The only time you get a problem with them is when they get their first piece of ass.
And that's what I was, and I think so I've had two situations where I almost went to jail. The first one when he was 13, he pulled it, then he understood, man, you know what?
Do that, right?
Because I had to let him see. You know what? Don't let the lip gloss in the church skirt fool you.
Hello?
You get it tricked up because he didn't think that I was about that life. But then once I showed him, because
you have to show him.
Once he understood I was about that life, he went well on into his teen years. Every now and then, you gotta
pull back. Like, oh my God.
But it wasn't too many times. That 13, when he turned 13, that was like the biggest one. And then maybe when he was like 19, 18 or 19, something like that. I'm like, listen. First of all, my obligation is done. So we either gonna do this
or we not
my way, because I'm the one paying, or you got your walking papers right now.
Exactly. We can
do what you do.
That's what kills me.
Do what you do.
You puff
ain't
up.
had no problem since.
You think people owe you something. My job was to make sure that you got here on this planet. Now I could have birthed you and dropped you off at the firehouse. I could have birthed you and tossed you into the trash can, but I decided to birth you and keep you. And then I treat you the best of my abilities and with love and kindness too, because you got parents that'll birth you and beat the hell out of you and don't care about you. But I treat you and I love you and then give you what I can give you. And you got the nerve to try to show your ass.
But you all, it's such a difference though. It's a difference between spanking and whooping and then child abuse. Again, I personally do not believe that spanking is child abuse.
No, it's
again,
not.
You got to put your foot.
You have to.
It's mandatory. It's just mandatory. And for those, again, I respect the parent that feels like they don't want their kids to be, there's other ways to train a kid. I respect your right to feel that way. I don't know what that way is, but yeah.
I talked to some of my friends that I would never have thought that they whoop their child. Like their children are like spoiled rotten, and even like a couple of my clients. And so I'm like, I know they've never whooped their child because they're so sedity and this and the other. And I asked one of my clients one time, did you ever have to whoop your daughter? She was like, yes. I checked her. You're not going to. And I was just shocked the way this lady was telling me, because you would have never guessed that she had to whoop her children and stuff. But I'm like, everything is real though. Even though you may see this image of us or whatever, you may see the Michelle Obama, the Barack, and Sasha and the other little one. I don't know that child's name. She ain't got no name. But
Malia.
Yeah, I was close. So you may see that image of this perfect family, this perfect black family, but behind closed doors, now Michelle is whooping ass, but you don't see that. And like I could see my client whooping her door. She was like, yes, I whooped her. And even my friends, I was like, you had to whoop so and so. She was like, yeah, she thought, one of my friends was a cop. She was like, yeah, she thought she gonna raise up at me. And I was like, really? She said, girl, I took her and hemmed her up and had my hand against her throat, and I checked her. I was like, she did what? I was just shocked.
I'm sure it's probably a teenager or that early.
And she said it when she was a teenager. She tried, because you get into teenage years,
they pull
and you smell yourself. Like my mother never had to check me like that, because I watched my siblings. Like they would do some of the dumbest stuff, and I just sat back and I took notes. And like even like, you had your boyfriend, you sneak your boyfriend in the house or whatever, or your girlfriend. So I saw them all do that same routine. And I saw them all get in trouble. And I was like, okay.
So when I snuck my boyfriend in the house, my mother doesn't even know. We was in Mississippi. They was in Chicago. I made sure that she called me and said, "Oh, we've made it." Bet. And then I looked on that caller ID and I saw that little number from Chicago and it said, Skokie. I was like, she's there. I took all the pictures down in the house that had them up because I was paranoid. I don't know if you looking at me through your pictures and stuff. You could feel because I'm about to turn this house out. And so I took all the pictures out and put them down and stuff, put them in the closet. And then my boyfriend came over and baby, we was grown and sexy that day. Ooh. All week long, we was grown and sexy.
See, there's always somebody at our. Plus, it's just like so. We had my stepfather, and first of all, he was, and see, I think that's where I got the pettiness from. Because God rest his soul, I swear on everything. This you talk about tit for tat petty. Baby, let me tell you, this man, he wasn't a hitter. Like, he wasn't so much as a whooper. He was more psychological. Mm-hmm. So he would do things that would really, affect your day. Like, I remember one time, he took off because he was like, they were adamant, in which I'm like that now. Don't close no rooms. Don't close no doors in my house. So we closed the door. We call ourselves closing the door when we want to hear what he was saying. Baby come back from school the next day. Ain't no doors on. He took all the doors off all the bedrooms and stacked them up against the wall. The only door that was left was the bathroom door and then their room door. And then it was one day, I guess we were taking we would always do, again, it was tit for tat pettiness. Mm-hmm. So we call ourselves taking all day in the bed. First of all, it was all of us girls and we all taking long in the bathroom or whatever. So we were children. That's when I say we can go talk about children of the corn. I can say that because, I'm not proud. Okay. I was a member of that community.
She was the head.
No, I wasn't the head. Well, I was probably the
you
second.
You was the head.
I wasn't the head.
And you would manipulate no, and you didn't tell them, no, we shouldn't do that. You was like, yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
No. It was them second. I ain't gonna. It was some other ones. Oh. I was like the third in line. I wasn't because sometimes I really didn't want to smoke, but they always wanted to smoke. I didn't always want to smoke because I'm just like. I didn't want to be getting beat up in the middle of the night. My mama come home, because he done recorded us talking back. And we just having a field day talking back because we like, okay, ain't no, baby, he had one of them voice recorders. Oh, Lord have mercy. Now that was a night to remember. You would have thought that it was a tornado head went through that doggone house that night when my mama got off work. But it was one day, he took the toilet. He took the toilet out and set it in the bathtub. And he was like, now you gonna see how I feel. Y'all gonna all see how I feel to wait to take a you go find you somewhere else to take a he kept the toilet.
I would have lost my mind. Like, really?
He took the toilet out. God, let me tell you. So when I tell you petty, Lord have mercy, I swear, it's just like the things that he did. But guess what? We ain't take long in the bathroom.
You learned your lesson that day.
We didn't close the doors anymore. When he finally put the doors back up. So it's like you had a newfound appreciation. And now we were teenagers and we were in our preteens at this time. So it was just a different level, but the respect, it was just like he had, and I will be honest to say this, he already had a lot coming in, dealing with 6 kids that were not his, because myself, he came in, it was 6 of us. And my mother would always say, we were the perfect kids until he came. And then it's just like, I guess
y'all didn't want y'all mom. Y'all wanted y'all mother to yourself.
We did.
She needed some adult attention. She didn't want to be around children.
We were her protectors.
No, you wasn't.
We was her security.
No.
And she just didn't know that. Like we was her unhired security. We had to look out for her, because when her and my dad separated, that whole thing, we like, okay, no, we got to protect her by any cost necessary, so we was her security.
No.
So once we found out that he was easy to mess with up here, but we didn't know that he was going to get us back up here. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think everything worked out, and I definitely learned, so much, and I'm just so grateful for the experience. But that's why I say, I'm definitely for the petty. I'm definitely for but I'm not real good with, and I'm not a real big hitter. I'm gonna hit you if I got to, but I'm more of a yeller first. And you know what? I realize, now I will say this. I do say inappropriate things when I don't cuss kids out. I've never cussed at kids. I'm not a cusser. But I have said some stuff that could be, if I was recorded, y'all have me on TMZ somewhere, or the Shade Room, or some talking about did you hear what she just said, that she was going to crack the kids, she was going to push his head into the wall, or I was good for telling my son I was going to dislocate his shoulder, because if you got in public and act up, I say I'm going to pull you right there so I can just hit a bone, just pop. Keep playing with me. Those kind of stuff that I used to say. Was that the right thing to say?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have to tell. So like my code, when I used to keep my nieces and nephews when they were all little, I would tell them my code for I'm gonna whoop you. I used to always tell them I'm gonna burn your bacon. Keep on, I'm gonna burn that bacon that you sitting on. So I will always be able to say that in the store real loud. Keep on. I'm gonna burn your bacon. Keep on. And say, I don't want my bacon burned. Well, stop acting up. But I never really had to do too much whooping. I'm not a whooper, but don't push me, because I will. Now today I got one shoulder. I ain't for all that. I'm not for all that smoke whatsoever. I can't. And I was never for, look, all these kids at one time, because then they just gonna run over me. I can't take more than, listen, give me 2 of them at a time, and then I'll be good. 3, we pushing it. 4, you be lucky if I'm there when you come back. You be lucky if I'm there 4 kids at once.
That's a shame.
My patience, my nerves was always bad. So whooping and spanking, it's a yes. But child abuse, those are 2 different things. And don't hit no kid when you upset, when you truly upset, and when you're angry. Don't hit them, because you will hurt them. And it's like you don't want to do that. So definitely be mindful of when you are spanking and hitting. But I'm pro spank. Kick that behind. Put your foot all the way up there till it just get to your knee. Just put all of it up there. Just put your foot up there behind until they'll listen. When you stop, you'll see the change in their behavior. You be like, okay, they don't need it. I can yell at them a little bit, but they got it right. If you getting them the right way, they gonna fall in line. But guys, listen, we're gonna take a short musical break.
Sure.
And when we return, we have a few more hot topics, and then we're gonna get into what we're talking about tonight. Exes, friend or foe? You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Yeah, listen, ain't nothing wrong.
Happy belated birthday, MC Brains. He turned 48.
Yeah, I know. Happy birthday. I had to give him a special birthday shout out. That's my friend.
I bet you did have to give him a special. You gonna shimmy for him real quick?
He was so bad. No,
love to
that's my.
Him.
No, that is my friend. What?
When you touch my mouth, I'd be like,
oh. But listen, there's nothing wrong with just, a little, sometimes you gotta just like the old I forgot, reach out and touch somebody.
Reach out and touch.
You gotta just reach out and touch them. Sometimes you just gotta touch them to bring them back to their understanding. You gotta shake them up a little bit. Just like with the salad dressing, all of the good stuff settle at the bottom. You gotta shake it up a little bit. And when you shake it up, all of the good stuff comes from the bottom. That's how you gotta do with these kids. You gotta shake them up and toss them around a little bit. Therefore, you can bring out the best in them. That's what it's called. Shake them up a little bit.
He brought
Bring out the best in them.
in me.
You can't bring the best up. Now, I'll tell you another way to bring out the best of them without hitting them. Put them in a corner. Listen, my mama was good for putting us in a corner. Lord, I would have just wished, just whoop me. Can we just get a whooping and get it over with?
About to put nobody in the corner.
Girl, she would put us in the corner and leave us there. Do you know how torturous it is to stand in the corner?
I just say punch, bite, spit, kick, throw. No, my mother was like, it was too many. It was 6 of us.
And that,
But she had like the 2 boys first, and so they're like 15 years older than me. And then she had my older sister who is physically handicapped, so that was like the baby really. And then she had the 3 girls. So I'm a big tomboy, and my other sisters were tomboys too. So it was like, you got these girls, but they acted like these boys. So she was like, no. And my mother's from Mississippi, so she was like, no problem, don't get that switch. I'm like, oh God. And I used to think that, damn, you should be really nice because you're the baby. Also, she a Christmas baby. She should be sweet. My mother used to beat the hell out of us.
Man, my mother would say, pick a corner. You there, you there, you there. Baby, it would be complete, yes, it would be complete silence because we will all be standing in the corner. And this is a thick, deep corner right there, baby. Had your head or your face all the way in the corner. Oh my goodness. It used to, one night she left us in the corner, all of us in the corner overnight, and she fell asleep on us. We was in the, I don't know how long we were in the corner, but baby, when we got out the corner, we didn't want to say or do nothing because we didn't want to go back there. It's just like, and then we used to make a song to try to get her attention. She used to be like, shut up, I don't want to hear.
Oh, I would whoop y'all. I would have went around. Tag on.
We used to be like, we used to all say a word, can we get out the corner? And she'd be like, say it all, no. We like, hey.
Y'all. Ass.
Go in, so if she'd fall asleep, we'd go on her, Mom, can we get out the corner? No. I'm like, oh God. She said, and let you take too many bathroom breaks. Then you be the one standing in the corner while everybody else get out the corner. Oh my God, Lord.
Andre said for him it was not being able to go outside, and his birthday is coming up too. But he said it didn't bother me to not go outside or whatever, because with Jersey it's like if it's wintertime it's cold, so it didn't really bother us. And my mother didn't let us go outside that much. No.
Yeah, we really didn't go outside. But when I didn't go outside, it was because either I didn't eat my food or because I didn't take a nap. And I feel so crazy now. Because all them good naps, being younger, I bypassed all them good naps. But baby, I take advantage of every last nap I can get now. Every time I can get listen, it don't matter. When it's time for me to take a lunch, I'm taking a nap. Forget that food.
3, 2.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. And sitting next to me, we have my co-host, my partner in crime, sizzling, sexy, Simpli E, author, actress, businesswoman, playwright, newly married Mrs. Hey, E, how you doing?
Great.
She's really underdressed today, making it seem like it's just so much sun.
It is hot outside.
Don't let her trick y'all up, you all. Please do not fall for the shenanigans. Okay, it's not that.
I am off the market. Yes, Andre, I'm off.
It is not. It's not that type of season yet. But guys, listen, we want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all 3. Now, while you at it, go ahead on over to YouTube. Subscribe to our channel, you are the J Spot Radio. Help us get 1,000 subscribers so we can go ahead and do what we have to do over there, because we have some great things coming up, so you don't want to miss it. Yay! Guys, tonight's episode is being brought to you by the J Spot Airbnb. Woo!
Yes.
Luxurious 2-bedroom condo right next to the United Center, you all. Please do me a favor, check it out, share it, listen, book it, share it, book it, share it, book it. Thank you. Use reference code J, and that's JAYE. We're also being brought to you by Delaware Inc. He has his spring line out. Nice, colorful t-shirts. Again, I'm ripping mine up. Gonna have it hanging off the shoulder. We're gonna be getting it in for this summer. We are gonna take advantage, if it ever comes. We're gonna take advantage, full advantage of it, rocking our Delaware apparel. You can go to his page. We have the link posted. Use JAYE as the reference. We're also being brought to you by BK the Barber. Tell them how they can get in contact.
You can go to Booksy.com and look for Freelance Barbershop located in Spring, Texas, 3000 Spring Cypress Road, Suite D, Spring, Texas, 77388. Look for BK the Barber.
Yes, guys, and again, use reference code J, and that's JAYE. Also, you all, if you are interested in promoting your business or you have an event that's coming up that you would like to advertise or promote in Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, as well as Grown and Sexy Conversations with the J Spot, email us at JSpotInc, that's JAYE, for details. Again, email us, JSpotInc, for details, and we'll help you get that done. Guys, listen, our final hot topic. So listen, the marriage is called off. It's over. Finito. What do you do with the ring? What would you do with your wedding band after a divorce? So y'all done. It's over with. What do you do with the ring? What happens with the ring after the divorce? What happens to the ring?
You're supposed to give it back.
Oh, are you?
Because it's a promise. You promised that you would say yes, and then you didn't go through with it. So
no, after the divorce, you got divorced.
Oh, well, the divorce, then you're supposed to keep that. That's yours.
You keep the ring, okay.
You got married. You fulfilled the promise to keep them, to get the ring. You said yes. Okay, you got y'all together. Okay, it is what it didn't work out. Okay, well, guess what? We just not gonna be together no more. I'm getting my name back. You take your name back, but I get to keep this ring because I had earned that ring. You got your ring. It's not like one person is getting a ring, and a lot of times people look at that. Well, that's she's such a gold digger. Boo boo boo. He got a ring too. I purchased him a ring. He purchased me a ring. You keep your ring, and I'm gonna keep my ring. And like in my PM, mind you, that's a pseudo marriage. In my PM, I let him have both of the rings. I didn't even want the rings. I want him tossing the rings in the house somewhere.
So, because now what they're saying is like the women's rings typically cost more than the men's rings. So, like, okay, I understand he got a ring, but his ring did not cost as much as her ring. Like, okay, I didn't make it, but I did go ring shopping.
And we spent some nice money on his ring. You bought him a nice ring, right?
Right, but mine's cost more, way more.
But still, you still bought him a nice ring.
Because I got to pick the diamonds and they set the ring and all. But I just found him a nice, it was nothing compared to what my ring cost. Nothing.
But that's okay. You found him a nice ring that you thought was nice and that you wanted to give yours would have been husband.
And then so we didn't make it. So thankfully we were able to get our, I don't know how that happened. Like that was the only thing that I was able to get my money back from, and he was able to get his money back.
So you gave your ring back when you didn't go through with it.
Right. So we were both able to get our money back from the rings, but I'm just like, if I would know, I would not have wanted the ring because I wouldn't have wanted to give you a reason to just stay in my life. We didn't have anything. So
what if he said, you know what, you go ahead and keep the ring? Would you have kept the ring and returned it back to the store and kept the money for it?
I would have returned it to the store and kept the money for it. because here's the thing, like I've gotten rings before, like promise. What the heck? I don't even know
promise
what
to keep the coochie for me.
Promise ring is.
Okay, baby. I promise you is the only one that's been up in this cootie pot because I'm gonna promise to keep it for you.
I received a couple of promise rings back in the day, and so like me, like I've received some nice stuff, after, dating and dealing. Thankfully, there's only been one cheap guy that I've dealt with, like, in my whole life. Like, and I'm not a gold digger. I'm like, dudes, just like, I'm just cool. So dudes don't mind.
And he was cheap because.
But he bless his heart though. Like, he was a good dude.
But he had no reason to be cheap because he did eventually get married and everything. And the ring that he purchased his wife, it was a nice ring and the stuff that you could see. Okay, wait a minute. I know you didn't pay $20 for that little ring or whatever.
Right. So it's like, and I didn't understand. Like, he planned. He had good dates and. But then it's just like, I guess he just have a lot. And again, now I can see, like, okay, because he, okay, could be because I never went to his house, so I can see why he started, right. I can see how the wallet could start,
let him sniff
get tightening up a little bit. So I can understand that. But with the ring, I'm just like, okay, well,
Andre said he could have been frugal.
No, I don't know. He just wasn't. He'll be all right. But with the rings and stuff, like I said, so I got my money back, and he was able to get his money back, and I wouldn't have kept the ring, like the promise rings and stuff like that I had gotten through in the past. Like, I'm of this thought: if we break up, I don't want any reminders of you, so I don't keep gifts that dudes give me. So like rings, so the rings that I got, the promise rings that I got, I gave those away to somebody that really got married. Somebody in my family that really got married. It was a nice ring. I don't want the doggone ring. I'm like, I've sold things, stuff that wasn't good, I throw it away. Now I'm like, shoot. Like,
he bought you a whole beautiful necklace.
No, that was cheap. That was some bull junkie. I'm good for costume, jewelry, art. Listen, I have a lot of real stuff. I have a lot of costume stuff. What you're not going to, but I don't have nothing that has come from Myers or Aldi's. You know how they be having a little checkout? No, go to the costume jewelry store at least and buy me some nice, go to a Burlington or a Marshall or something like that. Don't you dare go to the gas station and get the doggone necklace that's right there next to the Viagra pills or something. For you're not even going, fam, you don't even need those. That's okay.
That's what's wrong with the women.
That's okay. That's okay. That we not gonna do that. But after the divorce, like the divorce, I don't know, the judgment, it depends on how that whole situation is going. But my thing is, I don't want nothing that's going to cause you to keep coming back in my life. I don't want anything that's going to cause you to keep hanging around. Like, when we're done, we're done. I don't want any reminders. I don't want anything, which is going to lead us into our topic for tonight. Exes. Are they friends or are they foe? Are you a friend or are you a foe? Exes, what are you guys' thoughts on exes? Like, first of all, when you think of ex, what is an ex? What do you guys consider an ex? Because you have to ask that, because in 2022, we have different definitions for everything. Red is no longer red. Oh, it's plum. Or that's wine red or Kool-Aid red. Wait, what? Cherry red. So we have to identify what each thing means. So according to an online source, an ex is someone with whom a person was once associated with, either in a relationship, marriage, or they once did the horizontal mambo.
I don't like when they say, well, because you screwed that person, that's an ex. No, that was just a lay.
Okay, well, you have to take that up with the online source.
Me and the online source
told me.
But I've only slept with 2 people, so that's really bad.
But thinking about that, it got me to, what kind of ex? Have you ever wondered what kind of ex are you? What do you think?
I'm a good ex. Now I'm only an evil ex when you know you have made me go there. And see, I'm an Aquarius. I'm a February Aquarius too. So we can be evil as hell. We can be, but we can be the sweetest people. We'll give you the shirt off our backs. We'll, especially we're in a relationship with you. You'll love. You'll be like, man, I just love her. But then when you think that I'm stupid, I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. I'm gonna play this little routine with you since that's what we doing here. We playing these little games. So now you want me to play a game with you. And then after a while, I ain't gonna want to play the game no more. I'm gonna rip the band-aid off and embarrass you because you clearly want to embarrass me. And I'm gonna get you before you get me. I promise you. I'm good at getting you before you get me.
See, okay, so thinking about what kind of ex am I, what would, like, I don't have a lot of exes, but I'm gonna tell you this. So I'm not trying to make it seem, oh, I'm just Patty perfect and everything. But there's only one person, one ex that I can think of that would really like, because he had did it before, that like, I mean, not only, baby, he double dosed me with the middle fingers. He's like, you know, that was,
Really? Not.
no, it was my ex.
Oh.
No, and I don't want to be specific about who it was because I, you know, since then, you know, years later, you know, he stopped with the middle fingers and then he's like, okay, well, you know, you should have let me take you out. You know, I want to see you. You ain't finna have me doggone it.
In the world somewhere, you know, shoot, in the lagoon, they got search parties for me and stuff. I know better. That's why we're exes, because I dodged that bullet because you gonna try to kill me.
Right, that was it. And I'm just like, the way you reacted, so I'm just like, no, I'm good.
She drove me crazy.
I'm good. I'm good on that one. So I'm just like, no, I wouldn't. But for the most part, like, I don't have anybody. He's the only one that I could think of, and that was so long ago that, like I said, we have talked, you know, since the middle fingers and all this other good stuff. So we have talked since then and kind of smoothed things over. However, I mean, I'm not to the point where I'm like, I would ever trust going out anywhere with them, or, you know, I just wouldn't. I'm like, we're over, it's over. Like, I'm not backtracking. Like, I don't backtrack, especially considering how volatile the breakup was at that point. That's not something that I would definitely ever go back to or with. But thinking of how I am as an ex, like, I'm cool. Like, okay, I will be honest. There was one ex that kind of changed everything for me. And I don't know, do you guys have you guys had this type of situation or this incident? But I had an ex, and when I tell you, he kind of set the tone for me in a lot of ways. When I tell you, this guy hurt and crushed me so that nothing else, I have never been hurt like that ever again. Like, the stuff that dudes have done since, I'm like, that's all you got? I'm like, the ish that this dude did right here. I mean, that it shook me. It shook me mentally. It shook me emotionally. And since then, I can honestly say, and that was so long ago, but I can honestly say that I had never been hurt like that again. Like, once you experience that type of hurt, for me, that was like the lowest of the low. Like, I'm like, it don't get no lower than this. Like, I'm like, anything else after this, you know, it don't fade me. Like, it doesn't matter. And it took a while for me to get over. And I'm not gonna say what it is, because they might be listening, their family might be listening, and it's been so long ago. So we definitely made peace with, you know, the situations that happened years ago. But I'm like, whoo, geez, Louise. I'm like, you don't do no ish like that. But again, anything else that I look at, anything else that I've dealt with in a relationship since, I'm just like, oh, all right, well, you know, feelings been hurt, disappointed, you know, but nothing ever affected me like that since. And I'm like, okay, well, does that mean I still need some more healing to do? Am I numb to, you know, certain things in relationships because of that? Or does that mean that, you know what, I'm good, give me your best shot and I'm still gonna stand? Like, whatever it is that you can do, you know, nothing could top this. Like, I haven't experienced anything that could top that level of betrayal and that level of hurt. I haven't experienced anything like that. So as far as the type of exes, like I feel like I'm a friend. Like I don't know anybody that would not want to, like we wouldn't at least speak.
Yeah.
If we saw each other in public. Like I don't have anybody where I'm like, oh, I'm running around, or they would have to avoid me if they saw me.
Oh, I do. Oh gosh. Well, baby, I got some exes. If they saw me, they would be like, I hate her. Like, and it'll only be you hate me because you couldn't, I caught you in your bull. Like,
Right.
it's not that you hate me because I was just so mean and evil in the relationship. No, I'm a pretty nice person.
Mm-hmm.
You hate me because, dang, I couldn't run this game on her. And then she caught me and bust me up in it. Now I look like Boo Boo the Fool. And more so, or she got over me that quickly. Like, she just dumped me. And then she got over me like that. Like, you ain't even shed a tear. You started dating somebody the next day. Yeah, I did. Like, what? And you know me, Jay would be like, how you doing? How was your new year? Oh, I lost 400 pounds. Wait, what? I lost 400 pounds. I picked up 200, but I lost 400. She'd be like, well, yeah, I had to dump his behind. And I started dating this right here because he lost his rabbit ass mind. So we had to just go ahead and end that. Like I was talking to my husband about your hookup too.
Oh, I did not hook them. I do not take credit for that. Nope. She likes to keep my name in mess. I did not hook her.
If she hook you up, let it be like, wait, Jay, do you know this person or is this through like the group thing? And she'd be like, okay, it's someone I know, then don't do it. But if she say, oh, it's through the group, I think that okay, that might be good. But if she know this person, don't mess with none of her.
I don't take credit for that fiasco whatsoever. I truly don't. But now, can you really be friends with any of your exes? Like, do you consider yourself friends with any of your exes?
Yeah, I'm cool with them. Some of them that we still cool with, yeah. Man, yes.
So like, okay, I have a petty moment. Like, I'm not friends with any of my exes. I'm not enemies either. But we're not friends. We're just like, if I see you, hey, how you doing? If I don't, okay, it ain't no love lost.
No, I have friends,
but
yeah.
I can't say that we are friends. Like, and I don't consider childhood crushes or teenage crushes.
No, like
I don't consider that
exes.
like a ex, like, because y'all was kids. Like, oh, we liked each other. We call ourselves hunching on each other. To me, I don't know. Maybe some people consider that exes, but like, I don't consider that.
I have an ex. He'll say that we're ex now, but it was funny because when we were in our relationship or whatever, and I asked him, what are we? Because I always ask that question.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, we're really good friends. And I was like, what? I wish you would have let me know this, beforehand or whatever, because we was praying together the whole night. I'm like, oh, you want to take me around your mama and everything, praying together. If I fix food or whatever, oh, wait. And I hold my head, we have to do prayer. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful, man, show me his bank statements and everything. And, well, this is how much I make, and this is the property that I have, and blue, blue, blue. And I was just like, whoa. And then when I asked you, well, what are we? Oh, we're really good friends. But then, fast forward like 2 or 3 years later, and we'll chit-chat every blue moon. Man, yeah, I was telling him, people about you and, my ex and everything. I was like, oh. So now we were in a relationship. Now I'm your ex. But before, when we were actually in whatever I thought it was, we was just really, really good friends.
Man, you said something that just really just stuck out to me. Listen, you all, I used to think this. When a man took you around his mom and his family.
You thought that you was
You
just knew, because people are really funny when it comes to their family. Like, he done brought you to the family picnic and you met the whole family. He done brought you to the family Christmas party. You done met the whole clan. Y'all taking pictures, your sister. You and nigga helping the sister, make the dinner and everything. You bringing food over. And everything, and then they even got a Christmas. You know what? We didn't get a gift because we didn't know we were coming, but I got an extra gift. I always, so this is just for you. And come on, take this picture with me, sister-in-law and stuff. So you see all this stuff. You just like, man. And then you ask them, well, you know, you're going to be my wife. You're my wife. And the next thing you know, this bug's gonna turn into Chucky and stuff. He crazy as hell. So it's like,
baby, we had Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Christmas, and Valentine's, and then you dump me for my birthday. And my birthday is a couple of days before Valentine's.
Take it around.
I'm like, I was so confused because I'm just like, what the heck was all of that going around?
But you could not give him no coo and you could give him coo and you was gonna still get dumped.
Still get dumped. I'm just like I'm around the whole family, like the whole family. Like
grandma, big mama, auntie, and them out of town. They coming into town to see you and stuff. You and sister,
like,
daughter.
Wait, what?
This y'all new cousin Jay. And he like, hey.
So you all, please, these families are for the streets, because I know our family for the streets. You can bring somebody over. We be talking about, I'm like, now why he bring this girl up here? We know. So, so I know. So I've been in that. So listen, just because you meet the families for the holidays, please don't hang your hat up on
thinking of that. I'm telling you.
Thinking that that's a shoe in. That's your cue, because it's not the way that it used to be, you all. So just be ever ye so mindful. But I like to end on, if as much as possible. Now listen, I'm cool as long as you cool. You come up out the bag, then I'm gonna come up out the bag. The only way I come up out the bag is if you pull me out the bag. But if you let me be cool, I'm gonna be cool. Especially nowadays, like back in the day, I used to, do my little investigation and, my knees and be on that west side of them TT bushes trying to find out what's going on. But today, I'm good. This ain't what you want.
Hey, David.
This ain't what you want. Okay. Don't worry about it. No problems. When I like the best song ever by my good friend Jay Rice called Fallback. He has a song about my fallback game is strong. Man. Understand what I'm saying. If this ain't what you want,
man,
I have no problem with falling back.
But people can't accept that though.
And I'm going to do one better. It's going to be like I never existed. You're not going to have, don't call me. You ain't got to worry about calling me. I'm not going to call you. I don't call. I don't, nothing. I disappear.
See, Jay don't drink. So she won't have that mistake of, I'm going to do the drunk phone call. Like I have to delete the phone number because I drink. And then if we, have fallen out or whatever, and I'm like, dang, and I'll fall asleep, and then I'm dialing and I'm drunk, and now I call you. Now you're gonna think, oh, look at this crazy. Well, I'm crazy because I told you I was crazy when I met you, and I told you I get a check from the VA. So it is what it is. You should expect this stuff in the first place. But I'm like, you know what? Now let me delete this number so that way I can't call you because I ain't gonna memorize your number. So I can't call you.
See, I'm a good ex. I make exes look good because you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about me. Once it's over, it's over. I'm gonna let you go in peace, and you let me go in peace. I'm not gonna do them.
You're not gonna do. You're supposed to be with me.
I'm not gonna do all that.
Here, I'm over here.
I wish you the best. I wish you the best of luck. I'm like, I don't have all them good. I don't have the energy like I used to be sitting up here. Plus, the biggest thing that I've learned, I know who I am. Mm-hmm. I know my worth. And I know that you don't go throwing yourself at people. No. If they want you, they want you. If they don't, they don't. And it's okay with that. So you got to be cool with people not wanting you or wanting to be with you in the way that you may want to be with them. But when people show you that they don't want to be with you, then let it go. Mm. But to be an ex is to be an ex. You are my past, and there's no reason for me to hang on to you, and we're not enemies.
You just don't have no friends with your exes.
We're not enemies, but we're not friends. So it's just like
friends with some of my exes. We cool as all get.
You know what? No, I'm not. I can say like I don't have an ex. Oh, we can good.
I'd be like, I got somebody for you. Let me hook you up with so-and-so. Because I think the ones that I'm cool with, that means that it just didn't work. So we could just be really good friends. But that means I hate your guts.
No, I don't
You
hate
hate
him.
my
I don't
guts.
hate him.
If you died tomorrow, I probably would laugh and
See,
then
now I don't have nobody I
I'm
feel
back
like
in-
that
I
for,
got
but
a
I don't
few-
have anybody that
boy.
I'm like, oh, we should be friends.
them ones with them titties.
I'm not. So guys, listen. Whether it's an ex, you have to do and put them in whatever category that works for you, whether that be friend or foe. You choose. Guys, listen, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye. For all three. Now go ahead on to YouTube. Like and subscribe to our channel, the J Spot Radio. Good night, you guys. Until next time. Peace out. Good night, you guys. Thank you.
Jay just want to show off her boobies.
Oh yeah, I'm on shimmy, Cocoa Puff, shimmy, pow. Yes. Yeah.